You up to date, of course, with the situation regarding the protests both in KwaZulu-Natal and in Gauteng. You've seen live pictures of malls being looted in both of those provinces. Now, to try and get an accurate picture of what is happening in Gauteng and in Johannesburg, our senior political reporter, Ziyanda Ngcobo, just about to get into a helicopter. She's at Rand Airport now. That's in Gauteng, in Joburg. Ziyanda, good afternoon to you. What are you hoping to see today? What kind of assessments are you going to be making?
Well, Stephen, as we know that most of these demonstrations, they begin as soon as the night falls. And what we're going to be doing this afternoon is taking you to all the hotspots that we've been seeing in Gauteng this afternoon, starting off at Jabulani Mall, where there's been rampant looting, taking you to Baragwanath, still in Soweto, but also having a look at what's happening in Benmore, Rosebank, as well as Woodmead, where we're getting reports that there is a start there where there is looting taking place in those areas. It's important for us to get an aerial view, Stephen, of how serious and how dire the situation is in the province, ahead, of course, of that address by President Cyril Ramaphosa later this evening. Also getting an assessment of whether or not those military and soldiers are on the ground. Are the boots officially on the ground? So, Stephen, we do need to go and prepare as we take to the skies, but it's important to know that we'll be giving you all that coverage from all the angles this afternoon.
And Ziyanda, one of the difficulties with this story is just to know where things are happening. The point of going up in a helicopter is you can literally see all over the place what's going on.
You can see literally all over the place. And, you know, part of the discussions that have been had over the last couple of days, Stephen, is the fact that the nature of these demonstrations, they seem to be sporadic, and the modus operandi isn't quite what we've seen before, in the sense that we've seen that once the night falls, you'll have the burning of tires, the blockading of roads with trucks, and then the protesters then disappear. And now what we've seen in the last 48 hours or so is that demonstrators wait until the night falls, where they know that authorities will be outnumbered, and then that's when they start to loot the shops, and evidently authorities are clearly not coping with this current situation. So being in the air, Stephen, will be able to show us how things are starting, where exactly they're starting, and how exactly the crowds are moving this afternoon. What we do know for sure, Stephen, is that at this stage, it seems like it's just pure criminality, rampant criminality taking over what initially seemed to be about the release of former President Jacob Zuma. And, you know, think tanks are now coming out to reflect on the fact that it's the poverty, inequality, and joblessness of this country that is seeing the situation escalate to the extent that it has, and that perhaps the deployment of the military is too little too late to see them on the streets when South Africa is in essence burning. If you look at the two provinces that have been affected, they're strategic provinces, Gauteng being the economic hub of the country, and that of the Southern African region, really, and KwaZulu-Natal with the ports and the roads also leading into the economic hub, being the second biggest economy in this country. Certainly we can say that South Africa is on fire.